Hey guys, it's King Egbert here, and today I want to rant because, we here at Jaeger Vacuum Cleaner, we live in the United States. We're not going to tell you where, but the United States. And we are so fucking fed up with how incompetent police here are. Every time we try to get police to solve a crime, including very serious crime, they always make all kinds of excuses not to punish the crime, whether it's, oh, sorry, I can't because it's a juvenile, or it's because statute of limitations, or because elderly, or drunk, or disabled, or God knows what else. Every time, it's always the same excuses and bullshit, and I'm so fucking tired of this. I'm tired of all this excuse based justice that's making crime out of control. Like, seriously, like, this should not even be a debate in a serious country. Okay, in a serious country, it does not matter what age you are, how long ago you did something, what your disability is, what you were under the influence of. No, none of that BS matters. What matters is, um, you're going to get the same punishments as everybody else, including the death penalty. You're going to go to the same courts as everybody else. You're going to go to the same prisons as everybody else. You are going to get the same treatment as everybody else. And you are going to get the same publicity as everybody else. What does that mean? That means no hiding your identity just because you're a juvenile. If an adult would end up in a newspaper for doing something, you're damn right well a juvenile would end up in a newspaper photo and name for doing something. And no punishing people in place of others. Okay? We're not going to punish parents for the crimes of their kids if their kids were 100% responsible. If there's no evidence the parents were involved at all, only the kids should be getting punished. It should not be the parents getting the mugshot or the arrest or going to jail because of something their kids did. Their kids get the punishment because that's called personal responsibility. All of this excuse based BS is all just recent inventions, 19th century, 20th century inventions. Like, if you really want me to go into history, juvenile justice was invented in 1899 when suffragettes in Cook County, Illinois, opened the first juvenile court in the entire world. Before that, juveniles would always get the same punishments as adults, including the death penalty. And now, everywhere in the world, on some level, there's some kind of juvenile justice. Some countries less lenient than others, but still, and it's awful. And the same goes with statute of limitations. Many countries in Asia don't have statute of limitations laws at all, like China, Singapore, Saudi Arabia, Iran. And the rest of the world didn't have them at all either until they were normalized in the 19th and 20th century. And then there's all kinds of other excuses too: elderly, drunk, disabled, mentally ill, all kinds of other excuses. These are also recent inventions. And it's not acceptable. And we should be using capital punishment to get rid of serious crime. Okay, like, if you want some good ideas, look up what are all the capital offenses in China first start. Read China's criminal code. It's less than 100 pages. I read it, you can read it too. It's really eye-opening. And in China, again, no statute of limitations, and they give the death penalty for kids as young as 12, which is way too lenient in my opinion. It should be as young as 0. But still better than America refusing to execute juveniles at all, considering how much they commit the majority of violent crime. And as for minor misbehavior, police. Okay, so we need to really reassess whether we should be punishing minor misbehavior, okay? Police should not be showing up and arresting someone, a kid, at school just for yelling at his teacher, or an adult for yelling at store employees, okay? If you're gonna arrest people for that, but you're gonna refuse to arrest people for murder, or rape, or robbery, or arson, or bombing, then you're a piece of shit, okay? You suck at your job. You need to reassess what you're doing with your life, okay? And this double standard, if you shoplift at a store, if you steal something from Walmart or something, you'll go to jail. But if you steal somebody else's private property from their own house, you won't get punished at all. I mean, this is completely unacceptable. Okay, our police are so incompetent, and there's litter everywhere. You go in the United States, there's fucking litter everywhere. Police don't even fucking bother prosecuting people for littering the whole fucking place. And the worst part is, unlike the rest of the world, which has agreed that sanitation should be a government service, America has decided it should be privatized. And guess what that means? That means if you're going to leave sanitation as a for-profit service, they're not going to clean. They're not going to bother cleaning. You never see street sweepers. You just see streets full of garbage because it's not profitable for private companies to clean because they don't have a duty like, government agencies would. And some examples of horror stories of rampant crime, the US, the human genius behind J. Edgar vacuum cleaner. More than a year ago, he got assaulted. He got assaulted by a Latino kid, okay? A small-ass Latino child. He was, we don't know what he was, like Puerto Rican, Peruvian or something. He had like brown skin, dark black hair, straight, long head, but he was tiny as fuck. And he assaulted the human genius behind J. Edgar vacuum cleaner. He tried to steal his phone, and then ran off. And then the human genius behind J. Edgar vacuum cleaner chased him. And so this Latino kid took the human genius's phone and assaulted him in the face with it. And the human genius had blood all over his face and hands, and had to go to the hospital. And police refused to arrest this Latino kid. And the human genius, by the way, had to get stitches and he had to take antibiotics for a few days. And the police refused to arrest this Latino kid, even though this Latino kid committed attempted robbery trying to steal the human genius's phone and serious assault that led to the human genius bleeding a lot and going to the hospital. Police refused to arrest this Latino kid. What was their excuse? Sorry, he's a juvenile, we can't. or actually, maybe we'd have to arrest both people, I don't know. Because, fuck you, incompetent pieces of shit. Or just a few months ago, a black technician, he claimed he had an English first name. We think based on his accent he was probably like Somali or Puerto Rican or something. But a black technician came, sent by the telecommunications company, I'm not going to say what it is, that provides services for the human genius behind J. Edgar vacuum cleaner. And this black technician stole the human genius's, I'm going to be referring to him as the human genius, okay? You don't need to know his real name. But this black technician stole the human genius's electric fly swatter. Okay, and this human genius, this telecommunications company makes it really hard to contact them. They don't give you an email or text where you can contact them, and when you call them on the phone, it takes forever to get to a human being because it's all done automated by robots now. So this black guy, who maybe he was Somali, maybe he was Puerto Rican, I don't know, he got away with stealing J. Edgar vacuum cleaner's electric fly swatter. Now there's bugs all over the house and we can't kill them. And another example, and police would refuse to come and arrest him. They would refuse to do that. If this black guy stole a fly swatter from Walmart or something, police would be up and arresting him, but they didn't because J. Edgar vacuum cleaner is a private citizen. And then And then we had one example of a white guy, some creepy ass white guy, who was stalking J. Edgar Vacuum Cleaner, the human genius behind J. Edgar Vacuum Cleaner, for years. So the human genius went and tried to report it to police. And police refused to do anything because this creepy ass white guy was a juvenile. And also, because he had been stalking J. Edgar Vacuum Cleaner for years, even though he still was in the process of stalking, police used the excuse of statute of limitations as well. Juvenile statute of limitations, completely unacceptable. Oh, and remember when we posted those videos of an injured white pigeon outside of a store? We're not going to say what store it was, but an injured white pigeon. Well, the human genius behind J. Edgar Vacuum Cleaner called police to send animal control to rescue this injured white pigeon. And police refused. They made all kinds of excuses. They refused to do it. So the human genius behind J. Edgar Vacuum Cleaner was forced to call all kinds of humane societies, all kinds of shelters in his state. We're not going to say what state it is, but in his state. And none of them ever answered. And so we don't know what happened to this white pigeon who, there's like two videos on our channel about him, a regular video and a short. We don't know what happened to this white pigeon. We also told the store employees, and they didn't give a shit. And so this white pigeon is probably dead now. So the bottom line is, but meanwhile, however, though, American police, they'll never arrest anybody except when, like, for example, American police will totally arrest a kid if he looks up, I don't know, guns on his school Chromebook, or if a kid yells at teachers in school, or if adults yell at store employees. The human genius behind J. Edgar Vacuum Cleaner, who is an adult, by the way, he's an adult. But he one time saw at a telecommunications store, a Jamaican guy being arrested just because he said shut up to a fellow customer. That's fucked up, okay? And we see police arresting people for fucking loitering, giving people criminal records, including children. Really? So if a kid yells at his teacher, or loiters, or stays at school too long after school hours, police will arrest him and give him criminal records and prevent him from getting housing and employment. But if that same kid sets 100 people on fire and burns them all to death, this kid might get parole at worst. What the fuck is this? American police, you should be ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself for never, ever protecting people from crime, ever. People have to worry constantly about violent crime and property crime all the time because you're incompetent. Because every time we call you for help, you make excuses. You don't solve crime. You give us all kinds of BS excuses. Juvenile, statute of limitations, elderly, drunk, disabled, mentally ill. I don't want to hear it. You either do your job properly, which is to protect people from crime, or you be incompetent pieces of shit. Or you have to let citizens be vigilantes and punish the crime themselves. If you can't punish crime, that's what you fucking exist to do. Stop making excuses. I don't want to hear it. You are incompetent. This is why no one likes you. This is why there is so much crime in America. Go to China. In China, the inner cities are the safest places you can be. Why? Because Chinese police actually fucking do their jobs, because China has the death penalty for most serious crime. And they have a lot of surveillance there in cities, and they're safe. But in America, inner cities are the most dangerous places you can be, with the most crime. And we hear excuses like, oh, but there's so much police brutality against black people. If there was police brutality against black people, black neighborhoods and Latino neighborhoods would not be the most crime-ridden places in America, but they are. Black and Latino neighborhoods, and it's time. And look, no, but we're not racist here. We here at Jaeger Vacuum Cleaner, we are not racist. We believe people should be judged as individuals. Good. Good. Glad to hear that. Yep. But it's time people living in these dangerous inner cities, regardless, and not just inner cities, everywhere in America, and lots of crime in suburbs too. Okay, suburbs are not safe at all. Lots of crime, but it's being committed a lot by children. It's time people felt ashamed of who they are, of how they're behaving, and fix their behavior. It's not just the police, the people committing all these crimes, regardless of ethnicity. It's time they felt ashamed that they're committing all this crime. It's time we bring back corporal punishment at home and in schools so that parents and teachers can give kids the proper discipline they deserve so they don't grow up into being vicious criminals. That's what we need. Corporal punishment. We need lots of capital punishment. We need real justice. No more excuse-based justice. And American police, for the love of God, stop being so fucking incompetent. Just do your job. Do your job. Go after the real crime. Stop arresting people for this vaguely defined disorderly conduct or for loitering. Go after real crime: arson, bombing, murder, rape, robbery, assault, drug trafficking. Real assault, by the way, not just some guy pats a girl on the shoulder. That's not assault. Real assault that leads to blood, that leads to hospitalization. That assault. Because we've even cheapened the meaning of assault. The point that now in the US, if you touch someone, like pat them on the shoulder, that's considered assault too. That is not what you police should be going after. Go after real crime that hurts people, crime that leads to people losing their property, and also go after politicians too. China has a death penalty for embezzlement and bribery, but if America had the same punishments, everybody in Congress would be dead. Every governor would be dead. Every state legislature, every mayor, everyone would be dead if we had that, because that's how corrupt politicians here. Every local school board, and local school boards don't exist in most countries because most countries are unitary states, but they even don't exist in many other federal states too. But that's a discussion for another video. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, check out all of our content, and if you know any police in America, please send them this video. Okay, so that they finally fucking start doing their jobs and start making this country safe. Okay, because otherwise they're gonna force civilians to turn to vigilantism. They're gonna force civilians to turn to having to exact justice by themselves. We do not want to get to that point. Police, stop being incompetent. No more excuses. I don't want to hear excuses. When someone calls you to report crime, you do your job. You go after the criminals. You don't make excuses. You go after the criminals, and you go after actual crime that hurts people. You don't go after someone for hurting, I don't know, some teacher or some grocery store employee's fragile ego. You don't do that. Or some dumb slut's fragile ego. You go after real crime, violent crime, property crime, even political crime. Go after political crime too. As in, espionage, treason, bribery, embezzlement, that kind of stuff. Go after that stuff. Separatism. Go after that kind of shit. And please, if you see riots happening, please learn what Walter Headley said about rioting. Shoot fucking rioters. China has a death penalty for rioting and everything rioters do. So please, shoot fucking rioters. Stop letting these rioters go out of control. Okay, and Minneapolis would be safe again. Because riots are about to happen in Minneapolis. It's not acceptable. So please, everyone, all my American viewers, please send this video to all police in America. And please, please, American police watching this, stop being so fucking incompetent. Peace.